I'm your host, Sean Allen, and we about to tap in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Sean Allen, and you are now watching Tap In with Sean Allen. I'm here to give you my takes, my dislikes, and my likes for everything of the sports world this far this summer. This is an exclusive program through the village of Richton Park. Now, let's tap in. Now, how this show will be ran, we will have 6 different segments: a first, second, third, fourth quarter, the out of bounds, and the thorough and not segment. Now, I'm going to introduce my co-host, Rickie Lockett, who's also a summer intern here for the village of Richton Park.
All right, Sean, thanks for having me here. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be in Tap In, and let's get into this first quarter. Portland Trailblazers point guard Damian Lillard requested a trade to the Miami Heat.
Yeah, man. I think Dame should go somewhere that he actually has a title shot. And he's already an NBA top 75 player. He will end up in the Hall of Fame at the end of his career, and I think he just deserves to go somewhere that's very good. He's been a loyal player for the Portland Trailblazers for many years, and recently the owner has told him that he would be disciplined if he makes any more additional comments of where he wants to go. And I think that's unfair for a guy that's been giving you his all for years. But Dame should go somewhere like the Heat, and he will make a big impact there. And I can see them going very far too, whether it happens before the season starts or a few weeks in. I think it's a good trade.
I agree. I think Dame deserves to be with a championship caliber team. I think the Trailblazers have not done enough in his years to build a team around him. And if they're not going to build around him, then, I mean, he's been loyal for almost his whole prime. You know, he haven't been in his prime forever. So I think he needs to, at least get the chance to compete for a championship.
Exactly. I agree.
If Dame does go to the Heat, who would be the face of the team? Him or Jimmy Butler?
I think it'll still be Jimmy Butler's team, but Dame is coming with a superstar caliber resume. He will be contributing a lot. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's going to give you 30 at least a night, 30 and 10 a night. He's going to give you his all every night, but I'm going to still give it to Jimmy Butler because he just came off a season where he carried them to the NBA Finals. I know they fell short to the Denver Nuggets, but I'm still go with Jimmy. But Dame can take over. Not saying it's not possible for him to take over the team and be the face. What do you think, Rick?
I think that if Dame does go there, I think Jimmy Butler still would be the leader of that team. I mean, he went to the finals twice with those guys. He is Heat culture at this point. But Dame, I think if it's a close game, I think Dame taking the last shot. That's what I would want. But as far as who the leader is, I think it's still going to be Jimmy Butler. The Boston Celtics adds Kristaps Porzingis to the team in a 3-team trade involving the Wizards and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies get Marcus Smart, and the Wizards get Tyus Jones. And the Celtics also received the number 25 pick in the draft and a 2024 draft pick, first-round draft pick. And the Wizards received Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala.
Well, I feel like the Celtics adding Kristaps Porzingis will add a big contribution of him coming off a great season with the Washington Wizards last season. He averaged 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists with 1 block per game. He will add, I think, a good big body on the defensive side. He would create a lot of space, too, for shooters and other shooters on the team, Jason Tatum. And also, I think Marcus Smart is a big contributor to the Boston Celtics, but he's on the Memphis Grizzlies now. And him earning a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2022, also having 3 all-defensive first-team honors, I think that Memphis Grizzlies team will be tough. I ain't gonna lie. They're in the young, tough core, but what do you think? What do you think, Rick?
Talking about the Grizzlies, I mean, adding Marcus Smart is huge. I mean, they basically replaced Dillon Brooks for who Dillon Brooks thinks he is.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the 2 best They have the best perimeter defender, and they have the best interior defender in Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
And I think that team is going to be scary, especially when John Morant gets back. You know, they still got Desmond Bain. They still got just a really good young core. And adding, you know, Marcus Smart, who's a little bit of a veteran himself, and one of the best defenders in the league, I think that's just great. That's just what the team needed. And as far as Porzingis to the Celtics, I think that it's also a great move for them too. I think Porzingis is going to make a big impact there in Boston. His spacing, the way, his post up play, his defense, I think is going to be great for both sides. I think both teams really got the best of that.
Sure.
The NBA in-season tournament will debut in 2023-2024 season. I think this tournament will make the league more competitive and better for the fans of the NBA.
I agree with that. Not only will it make the fans more in tune and interested in the league, but I think it will also make the NBA players way more competitive because you have a tournament based around teams in your conference, in your division, and looking at this list with West Group A, B, and C, and East A, B, there's a lot of teams that's going to be competing. I mean, every other night, they're going to have to give it their all because this tournament will keep track and records of everything, and it's based off their last year records too. So a lot of teams are coming back with a vengeance this season. Every team knew who was the best in their division, but I think they're going to be way more competitive, and a lot of different players are on different teams now, so it's going to be fun to watch. What you think about this in-season tournament?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think that the competitiveness will rise, and we're going to see less things like low management, people missing out games, because this is a chance to build up to your legacy. This is a chance to win a tournament, just get more accolades to your name and just build your resume as, the best you can be. So who wouldn't want to compete in a tournament to be the best, And I think this is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers signed Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent, and Jackson Hayes, while extending Roy Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, and Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I think this is a great move for the Lakers. Adding a lot of depth to this team around the older LeBron, who probably has 1, 2, 3 more years to his career. You still have Anthony Davis, who has a lot left in the tank, and we see what he can do on a good given night. Cam Reddish is a great young player now, and I think he's going to have green light this season. He has a lot to prove, and I have belief in that guy. Like he's a baller. Taurean Prince, a vet coming in that can contribute offense and defensively too. Gabe Vincent, we saw what he can do. Coming off that season with the Miami Heat, we saw what he can do in the finals. He's a nice scorer. He could have been the MVP of that final series, honestly. So I think that's very big for the Lakers, adding in Jackson Hayes and a young, athletic player that can play both sides of the ball very well, stretch big, and yeah. What do you think about this, Rick?
I think it's great. I think adding more depth can only help. When LeBron and AD are healthy, those two can both be top 10 players in the league. So adding this depth, keeping the Lakers team, still young, but they still got the veteran presence of people like, LeBron, AD, Taurean Prince, and then they got the young guns like Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, and Jackson Hayes. I think this is great. And coming off a season where they surprised a lot of us, going from the play-in tournament all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And during that run, people like Roy Hachimura and Austin Reeves really showed us what they can do. Now, I know D'Angelo Russell, he kind of disappointed Lakers fans a little bit, but I still think he's a good point guard, and I definitely think that they should have kept him. They did a good job in keeping him. And Austin Reeves and Roy Hachimura, those dudes are dogs.
Yeah.
They did a lot. They added a lot to the scoring and of the games. And
sure.
It was great.
Yeah, coming off a 43-39 season last season, finishing 5th in the West, like you said, to barely making the play-in, to getting all the way to the Western Conference Finals, that's pretty big, man. So this is a good move for the Lakers. into the second quarter. Now let's tap in.
Giants Saquon Barkley finally gets a 1-year deal worth $11 million.
Man, this is pretty big for Saquon, and I'm happy for him, man. Coming off a season where he contributed mostly over 50% of their offense, leading to a second round to the playoffs. It's pretty big, man. He's the best player in the franchise. He's the best player coming off of a 1,300-yard season rushing and 10 touchdowns. That's pretty big, man. And he's arguably one of the probably top 3 running back in the NFL today. And Saquon definitely deserved this contract. He waited his turn. He waited out, told the franchise that he wanted that franchise tag. Didn't fully get it. It's fine, but we're going to see a hungry Saquon Barkley this season. He's going to be big this season, I bet. What do you think about this, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, coming into that last season, I mean, the whole narrative was how was he going to bounce back from the injuries? And him doing that the way he did, I mean, he looked great. Like, he was never injured at all. So, I mean, and the way that he took them to the playoffs, I mean, he's special. He's definitely special. And he's definitely one of the best running backs in the league. And this is much deserved. Former North Carolina Panthers wide receiver DJ Moore signs with the Chicago Bears.
It's pretty big, man. It's big for the Bears. Being a Chicago Bears fan, this is something to celebrate. Adding a big weapon in DJ Moore to the Chicago Bears offense around Justin Fields. Also adding Chase Claypool. You still get a young Darnell Mooney, who's a dynamic wideout for the Chicago Bears. DJ Moore last season with the Panthers, 63 receptions, 888 yards, with 7 touchdowns. And this offense will be very more spaced out and better for Justin Fields. And we get to actually see what Justin Fields can do to his full potential, having a lot of weapons like this. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this offense next season for the Chicago Bears, man. What do you think, Rick?
Yeah, I think this season, those additions, Justin Fields is going to have a lot to prove. I mean, because a lot of the doubt from last season is that, he's a better runner than he is a thrower. And I don't think that's true. And I think this is his chance to prove it. I mean, he now has, a receiving core that can do damage. I mean, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, DJ Moore. I mean, hey, I think those weapons and, the talent of quarterback that Justin Fields is, I think he has a chance to do some real damage.
For sure. And Cole Kmet at tight end. Also a good running back core, too. But
Arizona Cardinals wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins signs with the Tennessee Titans.
Now, first thing I want to say, a lot of people on social media will say, D-Hop, man, his career is over. He'll never get a ring. He's with a solid team. Tennessee Titans make a playoff berth every other season. You still have a quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. And, I think D-Hop is still going to succeed because in his past, if you look at his career, he hasn't had the greatest, the best QBs in his career, but he still always makes it happen. He's coming off a season last year with 64 receptions, 700 yards with 3 tutties. Even though he was a little injured here and there, he missed some games. I think D-Hop is going to come back strong. He's still the top 5 receiver in the league today, with probably the best hands in the league. Not many drops on his career either. So I think D-Hop, he's going to prevail any team he's on. I'm excited to see him next season on the Tennessee Titans. What you think about this?
I certainly think D-Hop is going to get good numbers. I think he's still a beast. He's still one of the best to do it. Still has some of the best hands in the game. As far as playoff success goes, I mean, I don't think they're going to be a championship caliber team, but they'll definitely make it to the playoffs. I feel like. Superstar wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. signs with the Baltimore Ravens after missing all of last season due to an ACL injury in the 2021-2022 season Super Bowl game.
Man, this is going to be exciting to watch too, man. As a big fan of OBJ, man, I still think he's one of the top receivers. Adding Odell Beckham to your team, to your roster, man, you're going to add a lot of playmaking plays, man. Odell's going to contribute a lot. A lot of teams will key down to Odell too. A lot of defenses will game plan their defense around Odell because he's such a dynamic playmaker. Whether him coming off of the ACL injuries, I know it's been probably the downfall of his career. But we have to acknowledge the greatness in Odell and him being with Lamar Jackson, adding a rookie, Zay Flowers out of Boston College. This receiver core is very speedy and tough. Their offense is going to be nice to watch, man. And that Baltimore Ravens defense is still pretty tough too. So I think them next season, I think they can make a playoff berth, and hopefully we can get to see Lamar go pretty far, and if not, get that Super Bowl berth, man. Like we've been waiting, because Lamar Jackson, the former 2019 MVP of the NFL league, he deserves it, man. He deserves it, and that's why they did this. They bring guys around him, kind of like similar to the Justin Fields situation. You know what I'm saying? They want to add these great weapons and receivers with a good O-line to see how far Lamar can go. And I think Lamar is going to take advantage of that this season, man. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson, probably the most fun quarterback to watch, in my opinion, and then one of the most fun receivers to watch, Odell Beckham Jr. Exactly. I think this is going to be great. Odell, I still believe in him. I still think he's a really good receiver, and I think this is going to be fun. I think they're going to Super Bowl. I'm home.
Okay.
My prediction, Baltimore Ravens are going to be in Super Bowl. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay. And it's definitely going to be great. It's good to see Lamar Jackson for good receiving core. Again, like you said, the defense still looking good. Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith, all those guys. I mean, hey, they got a good squad.
Yes, sir.
In our community, the value of community organizations improve our quality of life by the interests and spirit those organizations uphold. Community organizations provide opportunities for friends and neighbors to give back, get involved, and come together while creating a sense of pride for the city they all share. Contact a community organization today and discover the contribution you can make through your participation and support.
That was your second quarter. Now we are headed to the out of bounds segment, where it's kind of the negatives in the sports world right now. So let's tap in.
Son of LeBron James, Bronny James, suffered a cardiac arrest during USC workout. He is now released from the hospital in good hands.
Yeah, man, it's something you hate to hear. It was scary to hear that. I just woke up, opened up Instagram, and saw it on the timeline. I'm like, wow, But Bryant has a good support system, man. James family, nice mom, Savannah. Got Bryce. Got a little sister Zuri, man. I'm glad he's in good hands and he's released, man. But these type of situations is where you kind of question, like, man, will he be the same coming back? Because that's nothing to really play with. That's your heart. And I just wish the best for him. I'm glad he's in good hands now and he's released. So that's good news, man. But it's a little out of bounds, man.
Yeah. I mean, this is just sad to hear. My prayers definitely go to him and the family. And we can only hope that this doesn't have long-term effects on his health. Hopefully that he can still come back and be the same person he was and continue to get better. I know this is sad for because LeBron James, his goal, he wants to play with his son in the league. So hopefully this doesn't affect that. And just but first things first. Hopefully I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's out in good hands. Probably chilling with his family right now. It's just good to hear that he's gonna be okay. Memphis Grizzlies star point guard Ja Morant has been suspended for the first 25 games of the 2023-2024 season due to the trouble off the court involving guns being shown on video for the second time.
Man, this is something more serious. Not only did the world see this, but this can affect the younger generation. This can put an influence on people around the world. Ja Morant, I know he's a good guy, man. He knows better, man. He's a good kid. He comes from a good family, a good community, a good household too. And I think this is something he has to learn his lesson. If it happened the first time, come back a second time happen, just unfortunate, man. But you know, the NBA, he had to get some type of discipline and some type of consequence for this. So I think him missing out on the first 25 games will kind of affect their season. But not only would it affect the team, but it's also affecting him. Money, you know, endorsements, and all types of things around it. So, man, Ja, you know, come back stronger. We know you're a great player, but you learn your lesson from this and you move forward, man. It's just out of bounds.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, it's the first time it's like, wow. The second time it's like, man, like, what are you doing? I mean, the NBA is a business at the end of the day, and they have to uphold an image. And when you're supposed to be like the face of the league, I mean, he was going to be the face. I mean, so when you do that and then tarnish the image of that business, I mean, you got to get punished. And I mean, it's sad for him to do that. We don't want to see him go down this path. And we've seen players before clean up their image. You know, Carmelo Anthony is a good example of that. I mean, he was somebody who, you know, was doing a lot of wild stuff, and you know, but he cleaned it up and, you know, became more professional because you're in a business. I mean, you're in the NBA.
Yeah.
And you can't be doing this, and you know, this affects the youth. You know, and you don't want them to, you know, be affected by this, you know, in a bad way.
Sure, man. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Hello, Richton Park. I'm Village President Rick Reinbold. In our efforts to stand out, appeal to, and become the type of community that you can be proud of, we are beyond excited to bring you our very own public access channel, RPTv.
Through Cable Channel 4, RPTv is dedicated to any and everything Richton Park. The channel consists of exclusive original programming for your viewing pleasure. Along with live weather and news, RPTv will run spots that include engaging promotional content covering everything from special series, event promos and recaps, features, village initiatives, youth sports highlights, and even metro commuter schedules. RPTv is not only set to run on Cable Channel 4, but in village lobbies and public areas, streaming online on richtonpark.org, and of course, content will always live on our social media pages.
You will find that there is always something great happening here in Richton Park. Not only does our community shine, but we have a blast while we do it.
Watch, share, tune in, stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe.
All of the above. This is Richton Park. This is your home.
Now that we finished the out of bounds segment, we're going to head into the third quarter of things. So let's tap in.
Kobe Bryant is going to be the cover of 2K24 video game.
Man, that's a great thing to do. Why not? It's 2K24. I mean, you know, who else should be on 2K24, man? R.I.P. Mamba, man. Kobe Bryant, a legend, a 5-time NBA champion. Great. And, you know, a lot of people I've seen talk about on social media that should have went to Jokic or should have went to, you know, I mean, yeah, if it wasn't 24, we know Jokic probably would have been the face on the cover because he deserved it. But it's 24, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to do this for Mama, man. And this is pretty big. Hopefully 2K24 is a much better game than 23. Hopefully we get that Legend Edition this season with Kobe on the cover, man.
Yeah, I definitely think the Mamba should be on the cover. I mean, like, you know, Jokic, great player, but like for one, does he really care about being on the cover? I mean, it's Jokic. He won the championship, and the first thing he was thinking about was going back to his, you know, homeland, go back to his farm,
literally
his horse farm, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think he really, you know, was going to be like, oh man, I should have been the cover. I don't think he cares about that.
Yeah.
And you know, Kobe Bryant, I mean, we gotta honor him. A legend, one of the most influential players of all time. You know, even after his passing, people are still, you know, talking about him, still influenced by him, and the way he carried himself, the way that he took everything seriously. and the way that he trains to become one of the best. And I mean, he definitely deserves to be honored on the 24. You know, it gotta be Kobe. Who better than Kobe? You know.
All right.
Washington Wizards guard Bradley Beal gets traded to the Phoenix Suns to join superstars Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. And the Suns also add Bol from the Orlando Magic.
Man, this is going to be a tough, exciting team to watch, man. You have Devin Booker, you have Kevin Durant, you have two scoring machines on the Phoenix Suns that's going to give you 70 a night combined. 80 if that, if they're feeling good. Then you add Bradley Beal, a superstar shooting guard, one of the best guards, top guards in the NBA today. He played 11 seasons with the Washington Wizards, and you have him averaging at least 23 points a game, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and this will boost the team offensively a lot. And I think this is going to add another 40 points to their scoring total every game, day and night, you know. And sometimes we have Kevin Durant being out, we have Devin Booker being out, but you add Bradley Beal, it's going to be great, man. They still have a lot of shooters around them. They have a great bench. Adding Bol has a lot to prove. Bol is probably one of the most underrated players to me. He has a lot to prove, and I think he's going to have green light on this Phoenix Suns team off that bench, or if not starting. So then you still have DeAndre Ayton. You have some big guys, and I think this team will have a lot to prove on the defensive side. You know, on the offensive side, they're going to give a lot. You know what I'm saying? We're not down that. We're not down to scoring players on this team. But yeah, man, this is going to be an exciting team to watch, man. What you think about this, Rick?
You know, so this is Kevin Durant's third super team, man. This is crazy. I don't believe in these guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe in them. I don't think that they're even going to go to the finals. And I just don't think that they're going to be a championship team. But it's definitely going to be a fun team to watch. I mean, the scoring is going to be insane. You know, you're going to have them taking turns ISO balling and doing all that type of stuff. That's going to be fun to watch. And I am excited to see what Bol can do on this team. That's what I'm most excited about. Bol. Seeing him get a chance to be on a team that definitely can compete and seeing what he can do and what he can add. I mean, we know the potential. I mean, what Victor Wembanyama was supposed to be, that's what we were saying Bol was supposed to be. So I mean, if Bol can live up to his potential and live up to the hype that we've given him, I think this is going to be a fun team to watch. I just don't think they're going to win anything, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
Right, we'll have to see, man.
The Golden State Warriors have traded Jordan Poole to the Washington Wizards, and they now have CP3.
Man, what I think about this trade is, man, I think it's pretty good, but you know, you have a vet CP3 that can run that one. I can see Steph Curry playing more 2 now, playing more shooting guard, and CP3 passing out and dishing out to Clay, getting them more involved. Also with Draymond Green still being there, still doing what he's doing, giving you at least 10 assists, passing, rebounding, playing hard defense on both ends. And you know, I see why Jordan Poole got traded, but I still think Jordan Poole has a lot to prove. He's still in his prime years, man. He's a great scorer. I mean, you know, looking at these stats, man, Jordan Poole averaged 20 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists in his time with the Warriors. But, however, his shooting percentage did decrease 34.1% while averaging 10 points, only playing 21 minutes per game during his poor performance. So, I think the 12-time All-Star point guard, Chris Paul, he will make a big role in Golden State Warriors, man. What you think about this?
Yeah, I think this trade was necessary. I think Jordan Poole had to get out of there. I mean, his confidence just wasn't the same after the Draymond Green incident, you know, him getting hit in the face like that. You could tell something was off, the chemistry wasn't there, and his mind just wasn't right, you know. And I still think Jordan Poole has a lot to prove. And I think he still can be a great player. I think he still has big potential, and he can do big things. And this is great. This is, you know, necessary. And as far as CP3 going to the Warriors, I mean, if I'm a Warriors fan, I wouldn't be a big fan of it. I mean, I just don't think Chris Paul's a winner. to be honest with you. But I mean, it definitely could work. I mean, I think he will probably have to come off the bench, and then because if he's starting, I mean, your lineup is gonna be way too small.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna have Curry at the shooting guard, and then Clay at the small forward, and Draymond Green at the power forward, and then you know, I just think, I think he'll probably have to come off the bench, and that's probably be the best way to do it. Yeah. And plus, I don't think like he's too slow for him to start. You know, because you know how they like to run around screens and do all that type of stuff, constant movement.
Right.
I don't think he can keep up with those guys right now. So I think it's probably best if he come off the bench and facilitate like that. You know, that's probably the best way.
Well, we'll have to just see, man. We'll see.
We'll have to see.
Hi, my name is Sean Allen. I'm a junior in college. I attend North Central College. I major in journalism and mass media communications. I'm a summer intern for the Village of Richton Park. I've been here for about a month and a half, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I've learned people skills, communication skills, editing, photography, and everything. And with my major, I want to be a sports analyst or a podcaster and anything of that sort. And I'm just grateful for this opportunity and this great village and great people that have been showed a lot of love to me, and I'm thankful.
Hello, my name is Rickie Lockett. I am a junior in high school. I go to HF, and I want to major in sports marketing. That's all I want to get to. And I'm grateful for this internship. I've been here for about a month and a half, and it's just been good. It's been fun. I learned a lot. I learned how to work with a team. I've learned how to, I learned customer service skills and how to deal with people, how to talk to people better. And it's just been great. It's stuff that I know I can use in my future. It's been fun here.
Now that we've covered the third quarter, we are now transitioning to the fourth quarter. Let's tap in.
Terrance Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr. to win the undisputed welterweight crown, 40-0, 31 KOs, 9th round stoppage.
Man, this fight was well over what everybody thought it was going to be. Watching that fight, man, from the start, from round one, man, I saw how Terrance Crawford came out. He came out with Eminem. He came with confidence. I see he was locked in. Errol Spence, to me, he didn't look pretty motivated for this fight. I mean, they talked a lot of talk, in the press conferences and whatnot. But I had a lot of people around me saying Errol Spence was ready for this fight and he was going to give him work and all that. But Terrance Crawford made it look very easy. We saw in the second round of the fight, he had a knockdown early. I mean, and at this weight class of 147, I think Terrance Crawford is pretty much the crown. Yeah, he's really the undisputed welterweight crown for this. I mean, I don't see anybody in the class of the 147 weight class beating Terrance Crawford right now. I mean, like you say, he's 40-0. He's on a good pace to being one of the greatest ever. I mean, if not now. In the 9th round stoppage, that's pretty impressive coming off of Errol Spence having a 30-0 record, 30-something-0 record with a lot of KOs too. And I see a lot of people on the internet and social media right now challenging Terrance Crawford next fight to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. And he's a Philly boxer that has a lot to prove too, and he's pretty nice. So we'll see. We'll see what's next for Terrance Crawford, but I think he definitely deserves that undisputed title, man. He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
Yeah, he's definitely a beast. I mean, it was a fight. It was a good fight, and I predicted Terrance Crawford winning. And as you said, he just looked ready. Yeah. He looked more motivated, more locked in. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence, he didn't quite look like that, but at the end of the day, these two guys are definitely like two of the best of our generation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but now we know who number one is for right now.
Yep.
And now we know.
Sure, man.
Here in Richton Park, Illinois, the only limit to what you can achieve is your own determination. We're a village where progress and forward thinking are plentiful. For new ventures, expansions, or industries with a long-standing legacy, there's an abundance of potential for growth. As a true hub of the Southland, less than 30 miles from downtown Chicago, there are numerous residential, commercial, and even industrial development opportunities that are available. Heading east on Sauk Trail takes you to Richton Park's town center, which is ideal for commercial growth and expansion, including 3 existing plazas and plenty of other redevelopment opportunities. From mixed-use developments to new centers of commerce designed to attract new business and a strategic plan to turn lofty visions of progress into realities, the possibilities are truly endless in the village of Richton Park.
Now that we've completed all of our quarters, just got done with our 4th quarter, now we're going to transition to thorough or not, where I'm going to give my input. If the situation is thorough or not. This could be comments that players have made or anybody in the sports world, rankings, and other request trades. So let's tap in, man.
Thorough or not? Kevin Durant says offense wins games.
Not thorough. As an athlete, I'm gonna just be honest. All coaches have told me, man, defense wins games, offense sells tickets. So, I mean, but I understand why a player like Kevin Durant would say that. Him having that longevity of him averaging over 22 points per season since he's gotten into the league. So I understand him saying that, but then we can look at his career. Him having all these super teams, him having miraculous scoring games, but still falling short so many times. So you can see that why I wouldn't agree to that. Not thorough, man.
Yeah,
not thorough.
Not thorough.
Not
man.
thorough.
Offense does not win games. If that was true, Steve Nash will have plenty of rings, and Mike D'Antoni would be the best coach of all time. But that's just not true. We've seen the team, and when he did win his ring with the Warriors, they had the best defense in the league. Yep. So for you to say that offense wins games, I mean, it's just not true. I mean, we could look at any historic team. The Nuggets this year, they played great defense. The Celtics, when they went to the finals against the Warriors, they were the best defensive team, and they bounced you in 4 games.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, to say defense doesn't win games or, offense wins games, that's just not thorough. Not true. Not thorough. Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor asked to get traded after having a meeting with the Colts owner. Thorough or not?
I'm going to say that's not thorough because, we don't know what's the problem behind him asking request to trade right now during training camp. But I don't think this is thorough for Jonathan Taylor because he's with Indianapolis Colts and they have a pretty solid O-line to run behind, man. I mean, they've been very supportive of him. He was the 2021 rushing leader. He led the league in rushing yards in 2021. And I can see him still finishing at least top 5, top 10 rushing yards in the season, next season. So I don't get it. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, we have a lot of players nowadays that, not even just in the NBA, but NFL too. We have a lot of players that's doing really good for their organizations, but still wanting asked to get traded. I don't know what's going on, man. That's not thorough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not thorough. I don't really see it. I don't know why he requested this trade. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like he's in a good spot. His team has a good O-line. It's heck, even the receivers on that team are pretty promising. So I think he should just stick it out with them. I think they could do damage in the future if he stays. Running back rankings going into the 2023 season: Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. Is this list thorough or not thorough?
I think this list is pretty thorough. It's solid. It's valid. Those names, those 5 names, those top 5 running backs going into the next season, those are all dynamic backs that are literally holding the league, carrying the league right now at the running back position. And they're all doing pretty good for their teams, too. You said Christian McCaffrey, who's a all-around back. If not, probably the best back. He's good on the receiving end, rushing. He's gonna do anything. He's gonna give you all-purpose yards. I mean, we're talking about a guy that had 2K in one season before, 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving. He's definitely one of the top backs. Then we already touched on Saquon Barkley in those early quarters of this show, and we know how dynamic he can be for the Giants and what he does being all-purpose. Then Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. He had a great past season, and to me, he's probably one of the consistent running backs of this league now. And Derrick Henry, we know that big guy is he's gonna do damage every season for the Titans, and we know what he brings. Then you got Nick Chubb for the Cleveland Browns. Now I say he's the most consistent running back. That is a guy that is not flashy. He shows up for work every day, ready to go. He doesn't say much. He's a quiet guy, but he's going to get the job done. So I like that list. That's third.
I'm gonna say this is thorough. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, again, like you said, one of the most dynamic running backs. He can do it all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's insanely shifty. He's a great receiving back. You know what I'm saying? Great with the ball in his hands. He's definitely a game changer. Yeah. And Saquon Barkley is also, again, definitely a game changer. I mean, we saw how he took that team to the playoffs. You know, that was insane. And Josh Jacobs, like you said, coming off a great season. He did great for the Raiders. Definitely very consistent. And yeah, he's great. And then Derrick Henry, the matchup nightmare. I mean, you know, the guy who nobody wants to tackle. You know, I mean, he's a beast. You know, King Henry, he's still that dude.
For sure.
And then Nick Chubb, I mean, also another beast. Again, someone who probably people don't want to tackle. I mean, he's strong, he's fast, he's powerful, and I think this list is thorough. On the topic of running backs, let's see if the NFL running back market is thorough or not thorough.
Running back market right now in the NFL is not thorough. We see a lot of backs right now coming out saying the position doesn't get much love. You see Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley was just going through it, but he got signed. But Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard from the Dallas Cowboys, these guys haven't gotten their franchise tag way past deadline. And you know, a lot of running backs nowadays, you know, they feel like they deserve better, and I agree. You know, talking about me, you know, I'm a running back. This is not really good to see, man. It's not thorough to see for my position. And you need a running back for your team. A running back does it all. He blocks, he runs, he catches, he does everything. Every team needs a running back, man. So for the NFL to be treating these running backs like this right now, it's not thorough, man. I think they need to get what they deserve. They need to put more respect on the running back position name right now. And I think the league will open their eyes sooner or later, and I will hope that running backs get what they deserve going forward in these next few years, man. So, but this market right now for running backs, man, not thorough.
Not thorough. I agree. I feel like the running backs, they deserve more love, you know, and you know, for them to not get their franchise tags and things of that nature. I mean, I think it's crazy. Running back is definitely one of the most important positions and probably the most exciting position to watch. You know, it's crazy. They deserve more love, and I agree with you. Not thorough. James Harden requests a trade from the 76ers. Is this thorough or not thorough?
You know what, man? This is not thorough. I mean, James Harden is a player. We see that he goes to all these teams, right? He gets traded. He's bouncing around the league. Coming off a season last season with the 76ers, got eliminated second round. But James Harden, you led the league in assists last season. You're teaming up with the MVP, Joel Embiid. What's the matter, man? Why do you want to get traded so bad? I mean, but we see the biggest team right now on his radar is the Los Angeles Clippers. And, I mean, that'd be tough, you know, for him to act with Kawhi and Paul George. But, nah, man. What happened to the process? You there with Joel Embiid. This is not thorough, man. I think you should give him one more try, man.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not thorough. I mean, you were with the Rockets, and then you put on weight, and then you request a trade because you went to Brooklyn. And then when things didn't work out there. You put on weight and then said you wanted to go to the 76ers. And now that you were there, you went to the playoffs, and you chose. You and Joel Embiid chose. I mean, there's no one to blame but yourselves on that one. And so to request another trade, man, it's like, come on, man. I feel like we just got to stick it out here. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. It's not thorough.
Not thorough.
Not thorough.
Not thorough.
And last but not least, Memphis Grizzlies signs former MVP guard Derrick Rose. Thorough or not thorough?
You know what? I was gonna say thorough because I love D Rose. I'm a big fan, but not thorough. D Rose, we know you know we want you to come to Chicago Bulls, man. You going everywhere else but the Bulls. What's going on? But it's fine. You know, I understand his decision. You know, he want to go where the money's at. We seen he didn't get too much minutes on the New York Knicks, which I don't know what that situation was. I mean, I think I've seen a recent interview with him saying how he wanted to stop playing, he wanted to just retire, but him being under Thibodeau, you know, he was being more of a mentor for the Knicks, you know, to other younger guys on the team, and that's fine. But you know, we probably see him more minutes on the Grizzlies. You know, some players being out and Ja Morant missing the first 25 games. We might see more minutes. You know, we might see that D Rose. I think he can still hoop. D Rose can still hoop, man. But I'm gonna say not thorough, man. But best of luck to my boy though, Derrick Rose, because I'm still a D Rose fan forever, man. We love that campaign you had in Chicago, and we'll forever love you for that. But not thorough, man.
Yeah. So this is the first one we disagree on because I'm gonna go ahead and say thorough. Putting personal bias aside, I would love to see him come play for Chicago again. But I'm gonna say it's just thorough. I feel like having Derrick Rose there with Ja Morant, I feel like that's the perfect player to, you know, kind of get Ja Morant's head right. You know, D Rose being somebody who grew up in the streets, you know, coming from, you know, Chicago, you know, born and through hard times. I feel like he's someone who can, you know, tell Ja Morant to get his head right. And someone who's a similar player to Ja Morant in their prime. I mean, another freaky athletic point guard who was, you know, insane. Someone who everybody loved to watch. I mean, I think this is great. I think this is perfect. This is what Ja Morant needs. You know, a veteran like Derrick Rose to, you know, kind of guide him down the right path. So I'm gonna say it's thorough.
Well, folks, that was your first episode of Tap In with Sean Allen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Me talking and covering everything that has happened this summer in the sports world. I am your host, Sean Allen, and I want to give a special thanks to my co-host, Rickie Lockett.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. This is great. And it was fun, you know, chopping up the sports news with you, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching, man.
Tap in.